thank you also for handling this tech challenge so beautifully. I will share a story from my own learning journey, actually, and one that reshaped how I think about designing impactful learning experiences. So I've been working in the learning space for about 15 years. And in the beginning, I thought that things were going pretty well. Participants, they loved the sessions and the journeys that we created. And the best moments I had as a learning designer and facilitator was when I felt that the participants had their aha moments. And I would leave thinking that people now would go back to their work and lives and do something differently. Because ultimately, behavior change was what I was aiming for without really fully expressing it like that at the time. And of course, some participants did make changes, but most didn't. And that made me so curious. Why is that? So I started to follow up with participants, and I noticed one big blocker that that I saw repeatedly. People, they came back inspired and motivated, but they were returning to the same systems and structures that they had before the training. And that was one that reinforced the old behavior. So I realized that when those structures stay the same, the old behavior wins every single time. So I decided I wanted to figure out what I could do differently and what I could do about it. So I began digging into what the science said. And I learned something that shifted quite a lot for me. Lasting change happens when individual factors and structure factors work together. And what do I mean with that? Well, individuals factors, that is what I was already focusing on. That's people's motivations, people's skills, people's knowledge and mindset. Whereas structural factors are the things around them. The routines, the norms, the tools, the expectations that shapes their days. And sometimes around here in my journey, I decided that I needed to view my role as a learning designer and my purpose differently. So not just as someone who designs learning, but someone who shapes conditions for behavior change, where learning is an important building block, but not the thing. So I started to view myself as an architect of behavior. And from that place, I found myself starting to ask new questions, like what do we want people to actually do differently? What do we need to make for them to make this shift? And I started to challenge requests that only focused on learning. And over the last 10 years, it has been my mission to shift the way people think about learning and to broaden the perspective and to bring as many people as possible with me, because I believe this change needs to happen on so many different levels, not just with us, but in the structural, in leaders, in the stakeholders. And today I do this by building Tilda, an AI workspace to design behavior change. And I believe we need to move quickly because the future will require millions of people to adapt, to learn, to change their behaviors again and again and again. And our role, I believe, is essential to make sure that no one is left behind. And so if there is one thing that I hope that you bring with you from these 5 minutes, it is that learning changes what people know, behavior design changes what people do, and it's time that we design for what lasts. So I invite you to join me. Thank you.